on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, we got a story for you. Our guest, Rudy Beck, who is part of the respected team of Beck Elder Law with Jay Lennox and Carolyn Stoltzer. They are family and estate planning. 636-946-7899. Rudy Beck, you got a story for us.
I do. I was scheduled this morning. I had needed to get my hair cut badly. It had been 6 weeks. And so the gal who owns the Studio 94, Julie Wingard, super lady. Anyway, she said, come on, I'll squeeze you in. And she was doing a color for another professional hairstylist. And I thought, that's pretty good. She's using, and they just happened to be talking about a mess concerning one of her relatives and how they had to get things squared away because they took advice from a banker on how to set things up and it didn't work out. And then she said, at least my dad and I have got everything squared away. And Julie said, what do you mean? She said, well, my name's on everything. And I looked at her and I said, you mind if I ask you a couple of questions? Sound familiar, McGraw? And
so you put the 7-year-old Sports Illustrated down and said, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, something like that. And so and she said, sure. I said, is your name on your father's house? Oh, yeah. My name's on everything. I said, well, you might want to change that. Why? I said, well, he made a gift to you of 1/2 the value of the house when he put your name on it. And I don't know what it's worth. It doesn't matter. But let's say it's worth $500,000, which typically a lot of things are worth that now in St. Charles County. And
right.
so he made a $250,000 gift to you. That probably wasn't reported, but that's okay because there wouldn't have been a gift tax due anyway. But what'd your father pay for it? Well, he's lived there for 30-some years. I said, well, let's just take a guess that maybe he paid $75,000 for it. So you now have a $37,500 basis in your half. And when your dad dies, if he dies tomorrow, you'll get a $250,000 basis in the other half. And you'll be paying tax on the difference between what you sell it for and $325,000. And she said, well, we weren't told anything about that. And I said, so she got her dad on speakerphone. And he said, well, she's on all my brokerage accounts and my bank accounts. And I said, let me ask you a question. What happens if she walks out of here, drives her car, and causes an accident that kills a high wage earner, like a young doctor or whatever? Is her insurance going to be enough to cover that? And she looks at me and she says, of course not. Probably not even with my umbrella. I said, probably not. Guess what they get to come after? 1/2 of everything that your name is on with your dad. Actually, if it's a bank account, all of it, because you have full access to the bank account. You'll have full access to a brokerage account if your name's on it as a joint owner.
Yeah.
And her dad says, okay. She looked at me, she said, how soon can we get in to see you? And I just said, well, you can't. I said, I will be happy to set up a meeting. I'll be there with you, and then I'll make a warm handoff to one of the other 3 lawyers in the office because I'm trying to retire.
Yeah.
But McGraw, this is what frustrates me so much. People don't get good advice.
Yeah.
They hear something, that sounds right, or they go to a banker who is well-meaning but doesn't understand all the potential implications.
Yeah, or a neighbor, or a friend, or
and that's the beauty of
TV.
And that's the beauty of doing what we do and how we do it is that we offer that first consultation at no charge. We don't want to put up a barrier for people to come in and find out if we can help, and for them to understand whether or not we should help them.
Yeah.
2 days ago, I had let's see, what is today?
Today's Thursday.
Thursday, yeah, 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I just got back from vacation. Yeah. Anyway, on Tuesday, a lady comes in that I've known for 35 years. And she said, I only need to have I'm taking one of my children's names off because he's too far away now, and I want to change the name on my will, my 2 powers of attorney document, and my trust. I want to name a different trustee. And I looked at her and I said, let's take a look at what you got. I said, you don't have any long-term care insurance? No. You're 79 years old? Yeah. What happens if you need to go into a nursing home? Well, what do you mean? I said, well, your savings is going to get spent because their monthly income is nice, but not.
Yeah.
not $8,000, $9,000 a month, or 10 now. And she said, well, what do you mean? I said, what would you like to do? Would you like to take a couple of simple steps to completely save the value of your house going forward? Because coupled with your income and the savings you got, that'll carry you through for at least 3 years. Since your deceased husband was military, you're going to be able to get what the military would pay to help you pay for long-term care.
Yeah.
And she said, tell me more.
Right.
And so we told her, and then she said, okay, I came in here wanting 3 simple things done, and now I'm doing this, but I understand why I need it, and I want you to do it.
You pulled a thread, and it turned out more and more. That's exactly how we met. It was
is.
Hey, how
Yeah.
you doing? And all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm in this quandary. I'm in this box. I don't know how to get out. And you said, come see me. And you showed me how to get out of the box and saved it. That's Rudy Beck. That's Jay Lennox. That's Carolyn Stoltzer. 50+ years. They're in St. Charles. They'll work both sides of the river. Here's what you do. Don't talk to your friend. Talk to your friends about the ball game last night. Don't talk to them about estate planning. Call Rudy Beck, Jay Lennox, Carolyn Stoltzer, 636-946-7899. The website is beckelderlaw.com. Good stuff. Thank you, sir.
You bet. Thank you, McGraw.
You got it.
Good to be here.
By the way, nice haircut, too, by the way. You got some good advice and a nice haircut.
I'll tell Julie that you said that. Although she might be listening. She said she might tune in.
9 o'clock, HRS St. Louis.
ABC News. I'm Sherry Preston. The Federal Reserve's favorite gauge of the economy shows inflation rising.